My husband and I are in our mid-40s, married over 20 years and have 3 beautiful children, all double digits. I do love my husband, but I don't know if I am physically attracted to him, not because of his looks but of how he lives his life. My husband is a good man, treats me very well and is an amazing father to our children. Physically, he is tall, broad shoulders, no skinny or athletic, but not obese. He is a big guy with a big beard, big arms, big hands. He is built like a linebacker. He can physically intimidate people with just his presence, although he never goes in to intentionally do that. He can control a room and has a very masculine job he excels at. However, the manliness ends there. This is why I may not be attracted to him anymore, if I ever was. He is not handy. It's not that he doesn't try to fix or do things around the house, but he cannot build anything. Anything he does fix never looks or works right. A lot of times we have to hire people to do fix or build things for us. He doesn't drink. He will go out once in a while and have a couple of beers, but he doesn't drink at home. My husband isn't into any manly stuff. He doesn't hunt or fish or do anything with automobiles, and is not big into sports. He has taken the kids fishing and shooting, just so they have the experience, but he does it just for them. He really doesn't have any hobbies. I begged him to take one up, so he started building Lego sets. He's in his 40s. He loves going to movies, he likes cooking. I never have to cook when he is home, and he does a lot of the house cleaning. I will give him this, he doesn't play video games or board games, unless family time, or do anime or any of that. He is not controlling in bed, sex is okay, but I want him to take charge. I won't say anything about this to him. I wouldn't know where to start. I love him. It's not that I want him to be a drunk or macho aggressive jerk, but sometimes I just want a man to take charge and fix things and be a man. This is bad, I know. I feel bad saying it, just needed to say it. Update 1. I received a lot of hate for my thoughts and feelings. I realized when I wrote them and read comments about them that they come off as mean and cruel. I have no right to feel this way. The problem is that I do feel this way. I don't know how to change it. I thought about it for a few days and finally needed to take action because it was weighing on me so bad. I received some messages from people telling me to have a conversation with my husband. I decided to. I thought for quite a while about what I would say, how I would say it, and tried to think of questions or statements he would have that I thought about responses to. Last night we had the talk. Kids were at work and friends' houses. We were sitting outside enjoying the fresh evening air. I brought it up. In short, nothing went as expected and I am as confused about my marriage than I ever was. I began by telling him that I love him. I love he is a great father and person. However, there were some feelings I could not shake and there were some changes from him that I needed. I talked about his hobbies, changing it up a bit. Working on our bedroom, what I wanted out of it. I explained in the most sensitive way that I could about how I feel about his personality and overall measure as a man. I did not use those exact words, I was more gentle. However, in order to move forward with our marriage, I felt I needed to be honest. I did tell him that I wanted honesty from him as well and wanted him to tell me what I could do to be a better wife. I know I cannot ask him to change without having some myself. I never expected his reaction. He literally just stared at me. Said nothing. Emotionless reaction. No anger, sadness, acceptance, nothing. Just stared. I said everything I wanted to say. I was looking for response. I got none. After sitting in silence for a while, waiting for some reaction or words, I just yelled at him to say something. At least tell me what I need to work on. The only thing he said to me last night is, I knew who you were when I married you, I am not going to ask you to change anything. That's it. We sat in silence for at least an hour after that. Our oldest then came home from work and he went to talk to him for a while, not about our conversation, but how work went and stuff. My husband did not sleep in bed last night, he slept on the basement couch. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel. I do feel better about telling him how I felt, but not as great as I thought. I really do not know how to feel. Maybe that's a sign my marriage is over? I can't feel anything about it? I should be happy I said it, sad he won't talk to me, angry for no response, but I have nothing. I guess I'll give it some time for both of us to process. Update 2. My last update I laid out what happened about talking to my husband. He spent that night and last night on the couch downstairs sleeping. We haven't talked about our conversation. He has talked to me, but not about that, and the talks we have are short. We have had our kids around all weekend, so I never have gotten the opportunity to sit down with him, and with him sleeping downstairs, I figured to just give him some space. I don't know how to proceed. I have talked with a co-worker about this, just to get advice since I needed someone in my life to talk to. He advised me to give it a bit of time to let my husband talk to me, but if there's no change offered by him then it may be time to tell him that we need to separate. I don't want to do that, but it may come to that. I want him to see where I'm coming from and I want him to tell me what I can do to change. That is where we are at. No real big update, but I will give him until the end of the week. If he doesn't initiate anything, I will. Edit. Okay, I had to edit this post because there have been some comments about my coworker. I had these feelings about my husband before I talked with my coworker. We are not having an affair, we are not doing anything inappropriate. He is giving me some guidance because he is a man and I figured he could help. Nothing more than that. Also, please stop calling me a poss because I have these feelings and am trying to navigate them with my husband. I cannot help my feelings any more than you can help yours. Think about that, think about an off feeling you had and wish you didn't have. It's happened to everyone, including you. So please stop. Oop, just a friendly co-worker. Nothing weird going on. Not any affairs or anything. Just someone to talk to. It's possible for people of the opposite sex to talk to one another without there being anything weird. Update 3. I am not having an affair with my coworker. I went to him after I was having these feelings about my husband. For advice only. There is no emotional or physical affair going on. I go to him for advice, he gives it and I either take it or I don't. He is not pushing me to do anything, it's just his advice. I literally have no other friends or family in this area or I would have gone to them. Also, these are my feelings about my husband. I have tried very hard not to feel this way, but can't stop. I don't know how many of the angels and pure people on this app are able to control their feelings so well, but you obviously are better than I am. None of you have ever had feelings you couldn't shake or feel bad about? If you say you have, you are a liar. I posted on my feelings because I'm genuinely confused/scared and don't know what to do. I feel that you guys just bash but provide no answers. There have been some of you that have been beautiful and helpful, send me DMs, and I thank you for that. The rest of you in the comments, think before you post. If you don't want to provide sound advice, please just move on. Update 4. What happens between my husband and I will remain between us. This was the stupidest decision, posting on here and then continuing to post on here. I am not cheating on my husband. It's a co-worker. We have talked a few times about it. We only have texted a couple of times. We don't talk about feelings for one another. Just someone I asked for a little guidance from and he was nice enough to give it. Yes, my husband is a good man. No, I am not a piece of crap for having the feelings I do. I stand by talking to him about my feelings, because that is what people do in a marriage. If my marriage is over because he cannot accept what I have to say or change the small things I want him to change, then so be it. But I am done posting. Thank you to the people of Reddit for absolutely nothing. Op, I need advice. Op, nah, fuck that, I'm going to go insult my husband. Op, wah, no one gave me advice, so now I'm going to tank my marriage and blame my husband and Reddit today, not on purpose. I cried in front of my wife. I am not much of a crier, not in private or with someone. In fact, in the 23 years, 20 married, my wife and I have been together, she has only seen me cry 3 times, the death of her father, the death of our daughter, and one wacky time I was loaded up on some funky stuff in the hospital. Why did I cry? No GD clue. Had some stuff pent up in me for a while, I guess. We were just laying in bed talking, I just started crying, couldn't stop it, then I let out a couple of things that were on my mind. She just held me for a bit. Then it was done. Conflicted on it. I really am. I feel better than I have in a while, but I also feel like a pussy. I feel like I will now be less in her eyes because of it. She never did, nor will she ever tell me that, but it's how I feel. While it feels good, I don't want it to happen again. I need to find an outlet to handle stuff before I turn into a crying, whiny sack of crap. That's what I got. Edit, I think I may have not communicated well enough in my post and there may be a misunderstanding for some of you. I know it's okay for people to cry, I'm only stating that even though I know that, I feel like I shouldn't have done it. Feels good to let stuff out, not so good thinking back. My feelings and logic are conflicted on this. Edit 2, wow, what a reaction. A lot of people read, commented and messaged on this post. Thank you all. I just want to add a couple of things. Why did I make the post? I think mostly validation for what I felt and looking for ways not to do it again. Whether it's okay or not, really hoping a way could be found to release whatever is pent up inside of me a different way. I have never been told to not cry. No one has ever said those words, at least that I remember. So I don't know where it comes from. Many have commented on my amazingly beautiful wife. I appreciate all the comments because she is amazing and I love her. We have been through everything a couple can have gone through. Whether it is the loss of a child, financial problems, loss of family members, medical issues, and we have gotten through the decades together without a raised voice, raise hand, name calling, separations, or any of the other problems I read about in other relationships on this platform. I love her now as much as we first met. In fact, one of the reasons I was so conflicted about this issue is because it came at a time I didn't think it ever would. We were lying together because we had just had sex. Doing our post-coitus cuddle thing. I did not cry during sex, did not cry about sex, it was about 5 minutes or so after, while we were talking. Which conflicted me a little bit more maybe. I am in my mid-40s. I've seen my wife cry once in a decade. She's seen me cry probably at least once per month, lol. I posted a few days ago about crying in front of my wife. You can see it in my history. Anyway, many recommended therapy, I thought about it and went. I was able to use our employer-sponsored employee assistance program and get in right away. Anyway, never had done therapy. Plan to go in and lay it all out. Everything about my marriage, my work, all of my thoughts. I have a good marriage, but like most after 20 years, I look back on some times with resentment and mild disappointment. I thought I had a lot pent up in me and was going to let it all out. I went with the plan I wasn't going to let the therapist talk. I was just going to let it out. Do it once, then be done and never need it again. Never get pent up and cry again. Wasn't gonna let the therapist talk. I was going to take control. I was lucky, met with someone with decades in the mental health business. Cut through my stuff really quick, cut me off when I needed it and asked some good questions. I reflected on his questions and spoke honestly. The more I talked, the more I realized I have nothing to talk about. Nothing. My marriage? My wife and I have been together for a long time, a couple of dead bedroom time periods where I was rejected and I built up minor resentment. But that's not now. We are healthy and doing it a few times a week. I have no resentment. Had already worked through it. It made me realize I was wrong and stupid to resent over nothing and promise myself to stop. Yes, we have had medical issues we have overcome together, loss of a child, none of those things came up and it made me realize just talking about it that it was so unnecessary to build resentment over being rejected for sex. Talk about the job, been doing it over 20 years now. Moved up the ladder. Making money and feeling good about where I am at. There have been some decisions made by those above me that I have considered irrational and unnecessary, but as I was talking about it, I felt stupid bringing it up because it was so trivial and there's nothing I can do about decisions made by those above me. I guess at the end of the day, I realized talking about it made me realize quickly that my problems are so small and inconsequential that I shouldn't let it build inside of me. In that aspect, therapy helped, the one session I did. But I don't think I need it anymore. I truly believe my stuff was out there. I am a happy guy in a happy place. Some of you will have a problem with me saying this and that's fine. Your path is yours and mine is mine. I have no problems with therapy, but I don't feel it's for me. I will never knock another for doing it. My wife, of a couple of decades, posted on here and other places about me not being manly enough. I had not seen it because I was not scrolling through this or other subreddits at the time. In fact, I joined this subreddit just for this. My wife knows I'm posting now. I had a friend send me one of the posts because he thought it was funny and it reminded him of me. Turns out it was me. She admitted it, didn't hide it. No reason to hide it. I'm not even mad about the post because everything she said in the post is true. From what I am like to what she said to me. I guess I am just posting this for a couple of reasons. First, she is getting way too much hate. Not that she doesn't deserve some, but it's going too far. It's her fault for posting and continuing to read comments and DMs. Second, I guess I wanted to post because she posted. I figured it kinda evened us out a little. My wife and I are married yet and living together. We are having a rough patch, like all married couples do. She hurt me. I think we will get over this hump. A lot of things were said on both sides and we just have to navigate those words right now. There is no coworker anymore. This will be the only time I post. I will not comment. I will not attach her posts, you can still find them if you are sleuthy enough. I am not getting into our conversations and her feelings are mine. She will not be posting or responding anymore. We have made this decision together. Update 5. What a month. I really thought about not posting because I got so beat up about being a fake in my other posts. This is my second post about an update, but I took the first one down right away. I was even banned from a subreddit over it. Rest assured this is not fake. My wife up and dumped her account and refuses to go back in here from the hate she got and the cries of everything being fake. This is real. My wife and I are taking a small break for the time being. A separation, sure, but we will continue to work with each other in the relationship with the goal of getting back together. This happened a couple days ago. She is living with family, kids are okay. Everyone is communicating well. Time is needed for everyone. There has been really heavy conversations over the last week. There has been no yelling or abuse or anything like that. There is no infidelity. This is a rough patch we must face and try to overcome. I hope we can overcome. I love her. I know she loves me. We have been together forever. I cannot imagine not spending the next 40 with her. We have been through so much. This month has been the most emotionally demanding time of our lives. Yes, there is therapy. No, there is no cheating. So much has happened so fast. I hope my next update will be one from happiness. Thanks for everyone's comments and DMs. I appreciate it. To all of you who call us fake, I get it, I appreciate you too. Relevant comments, bitter_animator 2514 I hope you're doing okay. Oop, I'm in a holding pattern. Don't know how else to put it. Person 1234 man in her post she states that she has no friends or family in the area, so what family is she staying with? Is she commuting to therapy? Oop, she's got cousins she is staying with. She's not horribly close to them, I think she was probably taking about her mother and siblings in her post. They aren't around here. Jimmy John Jackson 420 she got flack cause her post was kind of shitty and I think she should have worked these feelings out individually before dishing it out to you. Enzo Thebaker 87 for the record, and I say this as a husband myself, your stoicism alone is a true manly quality and it's a real shame that she wasn't able to figure that out earlier on. Inside_initiative 810 how did this escalate into separation? Are you guys not in marriage counseling? If not, then why? Dude, if this is real, you both need help and she's not getting it from the best people. Go seek a professional. Oop, dude, I literally put in there that we were in therapy. Did you not read it? Inside_initiative 810 all you wrote on the subject was yes, there is therapy, which is vague considering it could mean either IC or MC. I asked because it wasn't clear. Oop, we are seeing a marriage counselor. Jessie_monster, is she in solo therapy? She didn't seem happy, completely separate from your relationship issues. Now story 2. Ida, for refusing to lie about my job to impress my girlfriend's parents. I, 28M, have been dating my girlfriend, Sarah, 26F, for about a year, and things have been going great between us. However, recently Sarah asked me to do something that's made me very uncomfortable. We're planning to meet her parents for the first time next week, and she asked me to lie about my job. I'm a graphic designer and I love what I do. It's a fulfilling career that allows me to be creative and work on a variety of interesting projects. But Sarah thinks that her parents will look down on my job because it's not as high paying or prestigious as some other professions. Sarah comes from a family of professionals. Her father is a lawyer and her mother is a doctor. She's worried that they won't take me seriously or approve of our relationship if they know what I really do. So, she asked me to tell them that I'm a lawyer. She even went as far as to coach me on some legal jargon and gave me a brief background story to go along with the lie. I refused because I don't want to start our relationship with her parents based on a lie. I told her that if they can't accept me for who I am, then it's better they know the true, now rather than later. Sarah got really upset and said that I was being stubborn and unreasonable. She thinks that I'm making this a bigger deal than it needs to be and that I'm not understanding how important her parents' approval is to her. She's been distant and cold since our argument, and it's making me question whether I'm in the wrong here. On one hand, I understand that she wants her parents to like me and support our relationship. But on the other hand, I feel like asking me to lie about something as fundamental as my job is crossing a line. It's not just a white lie, it's a significant part of who I am and what I do. So, Ida, for refusing to lie about my job to impress my girlfriend's parents? Edit 1. Reading all these comments is making me second guess everything, and it sucks. She's still my girlfriend, and I still love her, but now I'm starting to wonder if she really loves me back. This whole situation is making me feel really confused. I didn't even think it was that big of a deal before hearing what everyone has to say. Earlier, my only concern was the lying. Now, after seeing around 500 people here saying things like she doesn't respect me, she's embarrassed and ashamed of me, she's a serial liar, she's insane, a fraud, manipulative, and deceitful, it feels like it goes much deeper than it looks. I'm going to have a talk with her this evening. I still don't know how to approach this because she's already on edge, a bit hurt and distant, and I don't want to say something that will make this worse. Even after all this, I still love her and, unlike what everyone is saying here, I won't just dump her after a year of a relationship without trying to talk it out first. I'll update about that later. It's been a good year together, and I owe it to both of us to at least try to figure this out. Edit 2. For everyone wondering why I haven't met her parents and it's been a year since we are together and questioning why they didn't ask about me earlier, the thing is Sarah is in low contact with her family and they are not very close. They don't even know where she lives, just the city and the state. For those asking what she does, she has a job in marketing and makes half of what I make. Ironically, her parents don't have a problem with that since they are more traditional and old school. They believe it's a man's duty to get a house, pay for children, etc. Let me add that Sarah doesn't share the same thinking. Her being LC with her family is one of the reasons she says they won't find out and I should just lie to them. Oop, yeah, you're right. It does seem like a risky move, especially with her dad being lawyer himself. She's been pretty insistent on the whole lawyer or doctor thing. At first she was insistent on me being a doctor, but then she started going on about how I couldn't pull off being a doctor when I didn't even want to be involved in the first place. She didn't bother asking me, she just kept going on about how doctors need to know so much medical jargon, and her parents would ask about specialties and residency programs. Then she started listing off specific medical procedures like I'd need to be ready to talk shop. After that she settled on lawyer because she said her mom's a doctor and would probably ask me medical stuff, being all clever and stuff. Then she decided lawyer was the safer bet because her dad, while a lawyer, isn't as nosy. But honestly, I can't prep for every possible legal question either. It's like she thinks I can just wing being a lawyer in front of actual lawyers. Update 1. So, I finally confronted Sarah about everything, and it did not go well. I told her I felt she was embarrassed of me and ashamed of my job. She went absolutely ballistic, asking me who the hell was filling my head with this garbage. I couldn't tell her I posted about it on Reddit, so I said a friend made me realize it. She went even crazier, saying I betrayed her trust by sharing personal stuff with friends. I can only imagine how she'll react when she finds out 312k people viewed it on Reddit. She insisted I was being an asshole and that if I wanted to meet her parents, I had to go along with her story. I refused, saying I wouldn't lie to them and was fine with not meeting them at all. I told her she didn't respect me or what I do and was ashamed of me. I even said if she wanted to be like this, maybe I didn't want to be with her anymore. She started crying, calling me selfish and saying I didn't know anything. Then she dropped a bombshell. She told me the reason she's in low contact with her parents is because they're extremely controlling and manipulative. They have sky-high expectations, and even after she became an adult, they would threaten to stop paying for her college if she didn't obey them. Once she got her degree, she moved away, which pissed them off, and they cut her off and took her trust fund. She's an only child, and her only chance of getting back in their good graces and getting her inheritance is to win them over. She told me that her parents would rather get buried with all their money than give it to her if she didn't win their approval. Sarah even admitted she was going to lie about her job and my background too. She said her parents would think I'm a gold digger if they knew I wasn't rich and would never give her any money. She revealed she was going to lie about me coming from an old money family that they couldn't trace back. Lying about my job wasn't enough. She said she had to lie about my background too because the job just ticked one box, and me being from an old money family was just as important. She said she didn't tell me this earlier because she thought I'd break up with her over this and she hoped she'd be able to convince me without revealing everything. At this point, I didn't know what to say. After reading all these comments on Reddit, I wasn't even sure if what she was saying was true anymore. I told her I didn't care about the inheritance. If she and her parents can't accept me for who I am, then maybe this isn't right for me. She started crying again, calling me a selfish bastard and saying she did all this for me and our future together. She envisioned a happy family, a home, children, and everything. I was really shaken, mad, and hurt, so I packed a few pairs of clothes and moved out to stay at a friend's place. Now I have no idea what to do next. Exactly. Also, I've googled her father and figured out that not only is her father a ruthless criminal defense attorney, but her family is also some sort of old money dynasty. I was blown away by the idea that she was going to make me mess with people like that by lying to them. Honestly, if I had agreed to do it, it would have been like a death wish.